everybody, I'm Melody, and today we are going to be making our own atoms. So, what is an atom? An atom is the smallest thing that you can look at and be able to tell what element it is made of. So, as you can tell by looking at your periodic table of elements, there are a lot of elements. So how do scientists tell apart atoms made of different elements? We do this by counting the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons that an atom has. We're going to be learning how to do this today by making our own models of atoms. So you will need your periodic table, some pipe cleaners, and some beads. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is choose what kind of atom you want to make. You can choose any element on the periodic table as long as you have enough proton, neutron, and electron beads to make one atom of that element. How do you know how many protons, neutrons, and electrons you'll need? Let's check out this hydrogen example to find out. The atomic number up top represents the number of protons and electrons you'll need in your atom. So, for hydrogen, you would need 1 proton and 1 electron. The atomic weight, the second number from the bottom, represents the combined number of protons and neutrons you'll need. So, the atomic weight minus the atomic number equals the number of neutrons. So in this case, 1 minus 1 is 0. So to make hydrogen, you need 1 proton, 1 electron, and 0 neutrons. Let's try another example. I'll be making my favorite element, carbon. Carbon has an atomic number of 6. So to make carbon, I need 6 protons and 6 electrons. The atomic weight of carbon is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. So to make carbon, I need 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. After you've chosen what kind of atom you want to make, the next thing you do is select the types of beads you want to represent the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. Make sure that you have enough of each of these types of beads to make your atom. Then you can get started. Now that you've counted out your beads, it's time to construct the center of your atom. The center of the atom is a big clump of all of the protons and neutrons, where they're all kind of squished together in a little ball, sort of like a Rice Krispie treat. So to make the center of your atom, you are going to string on the beads you have selected for your protons and neutrons. You're going to put them on the pipe cleaner. You can put them however you want. I like alternating, but it does not actually matter. And once you have finished that, double check and make sure you have the right number of beads on your pipe cleaner. For example, I have 6 orange proton beads and 6 clear neutron beads because I am making carbon, which has 6 protons and 6 neutrons.
Now that you've constructed the center of your atom, the next step is to make the inner ring of electrons for your atom. So, for any atom except for hydrogen, the inner ring is going to be made up of 2 electrons. So, you will take one pipe cleaner and 2 of the beads you picked to represent electrons. You are going to just string them on like this. You want to remember that electrons repel each other. They don't like to be right next to each other. So make sure to put your electrons on opposite sides of your pipe cleaner, like this. And just fold in some of that extra space on the ends. We don't really need that. Like this. Careful not to poke yourself with the pipe cleaner. Just fold those in. Next, you will take your proton and neutron string, put it in the center of your first electron ring, and just wrap it around. And take those ends and tuck them in. You want to tuck them in so that the electron is stable at its center. Like this. You should be able to shake it around a little bit and your center will not move. So now your center is kind of a jumble of protons and neutrons, just like the center of a real atom. Then you want to fold around your electron ring. So you want to give it some space, but not too much. You want to make sure you still have space to make more rings after this. Most atoms have more. And just wrap it around itself at this end. So it's kind of like a half circle over the top with a tail at this point. Yeah. So now that it's like that, you want to wrap the other end the other way around. You want to wrap it around itself. It should look kind of like a Pokeball after you've wrapped it. See, with the 2 sides in the center. And you can adjust your electrons now so that they are as far away from each other as possible. Now that you have constructed the center and the first electron ring for your atom, you are going to make the rest of your electron rings. To make your second electron ring, look at the second number at the bottom of your element square on your periodic table and put that number of beads on your pipe cleaner to represent electrons. My element is carbon, so I am putting 4 beads onto my second ring of electrons. Yes. After you have strung all of your beads onto your pipe cleaner, make sure that they are spread out evenly with some extra room on the ends because you're going to be doing some wrapping again. Now you are going to take your center and ring and your new string of electrons. You're going to wrap the new string around your inner circle of electrons. And then it's going to go around this way. So it's a circle around your inner circle. Then you're going to wrap the pipe cleaner around itself. So now your inner circle and the center of your atom should look a little bit like the planet Saturn. And your outer circle should look a little bit like Saturn's rings. Like this. You're going to repeat this process for however many rings you need to get all of your electrons around the center of your atom.